Welcome back to the Capitolist. We've got our panel today, and starting off we have Chris Dudley, Katie Webb, and in the hot seat today we have David Griffin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're a very brave man for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah. You and I are going to do some stuff later on, maybe on a different episode. But
whenever you get the courage up.
Yeah, he's a basketball player. I like to play a little basketball. He's got a couple inches on him. I've got a couple years on him on the short end. So it's on you and me. We're gonna play some
Let's
hoops
do
and
it.
talk some
It's been a while.
some Tallahassee politics.
All right.
Sounds good. You're on.
I'm in.
You heard it here first. Want to talk today a little bit about the 2018 session and about committee weeks and how those are shaping up right now. And I'm going to throw the first question over to Chris, and just to give you a little bit of time to get warmed up. I don't want to put too much pressure on you early on.
I'm old, yeah.
So, Chris, tell us what's going on with committee weeks. Is this year shaping up to be different in any way? I know it's early still.
You know, the earlier start date, January 9th this year, always makes things a little tougher. I think most folks up here are kind of geared for everybody shows up in January, you got your battle gear on, you got 2 months of committee meetings, time to get ready, session starts in March. I mean, here it's a sprint. I mean, we start January 9th when everyone comes back. It tends to make the session run a little quicker. It tends for there not to be as many controversial issues. And obviously we have 2018 general election cloud hanging over the group too. So
a cloud, you say? We can get to the cloud hanging over the 2018 election, which I think there is a cloud. But let's talk a little bit about just these committee weeks in general. Are we seeing things going a little bit slower than usual, faster than usual? Does it feel normal?
You know, it feels normal to me. I mean, I think what you've seen this last week, they spent a lot of time talking about the hurricane, a lot of time talking about the opioid crisis. I think you'll see the legislature really kind of focus in on some rifle shot issues that they want to address and fix. And I think you'll see fewer food fights, which is what we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you remember, Brian, the first committee week, the first regularly scheduled House and Senate committee weeks were canceled because of Irma. Mm-hmm. So what was already a compacted schedule and timeline is even further compacted because they actually had to take that time off.
Do you think they're able to dig out from that? Are we seeing anything where that's causing an issue, or does it just seem like people are adjusting to it, they're adapting to it, okay, and right now it looks like 2018 session's going to kick off in a normal way?
I think that legislative leadership knows what issues they want to focus on, and we're going to see those get attention regardless of the time frame. I think what might be impacted are some of the ancillary special interest type issues that you just ordinarily, just by virtue of timing, need a lot of time to get moving, and those types would probably suffer, I would predict.
David, are you noticing anything different, or how is this session shaping up for you? This is not your first session either.
No, I got to Florida in 1999, so I think this is going to be the 18th. So, and one thing I've learned is that you don't really know what's going to happen. You think it's going to be a nice, quiet session and things will blow up. You think it's going to be a crazy session and things will be quiet. I think to some extent we're still kind of experiencing the fallout of the hurricanes. Mm-hmm. I think there's still things that we don't know that may come up.
So Tallahassee's a rumor town. And the rumors that I hear, and maybe I'm not plugged into the same circles you guys are, but the rumors I keep hearing is that there could be things blowing up this year. And of course, maybe we hear that every year. But because of the political season that Chris mentioned early on, because of the political season that's coming up that follows, and we've got some key players in key positions. You've got Senator Latvala and you've got Speaker Corcoran, both rumored to be running for the governor's race. Sort of the scuttlebutt is that could have an impact on session. Are you feeling like that? Are you hearing those same things, or am I in this sort of a telephone game where I'm hearing myself talk rumors?
You know, I've heard a bit of everything, and I think at the end of the day, it depends on what is politically the best outcome. Is it politically good to have things blow up, or is it politically good to have things be quiet? Mm-hmm. And I think each candidate is going to decide that, and they'll do whatever they think is going to be in their best interest.
But you've seen these kind of sessions before. You've heard these rumors before. You've all seen it, right? Am I wrong?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. The typical rumor that you hear every year is, are they going to sine die early or are they going to sine die late? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's always year.
I always hear they're going to sine die late. The session's going to blow up. It's going to be a train wreck. We're going to have to come back for a special session.
And it happened in, when was it? 5 years ago, that they actually did adjourn early.
The House just left.
Right.
Yeah.
So you never know.
First term.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
You never know.
So it's just the same old as what my experts here are telling me. Same old. Everybody relax. Everything's gonna go off. It's gonna be just a normal year. Forget the election cycle. It's gonna have a predictable impact because it's going to be unpredictable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at 20 years ago was the last Constitutional Revision Commission. So, the 98 general election had a U.S. Senate race, right? Bob Graham, Charlie Crist. We had a governor's race where Jeb Bush got elected. We had the full cabinet. We had 13 constitutional amendments on there. We had 120 members of the Florida House, half the Florida Senate. That's a lot of stuff going on the ballot, and I think you'll find members are going to be thinking about that too, because now it's not just the Florida legislature that's really directing policy from now until March when session ends. It's also the CRC that's going to have a big input too. So.
Speaker Corcoran is doing a little bit of investigative stuff here and there. He's calling on for various documents from different people, from money that got spent here or there. He's sort of being this watchdog. He's playing this watchdog role. Is that something that's unprecedented, or is that something that goes on from time to time? Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? He's requested documents from a number of different entities, some universities and some port authorities in different places. Is that normal?
It's not been done recently, not at that level that I can recall.
So, is it politically driven, or is that just who he is as a political leader?
I mean, listen, he made early on. I mean, he really made ethics reform and transparency in government, the hallmarks of what he wanted to accomplish as Speaker, and I think he made some progress on that this year, this year. I think he's going to make some progress via the CRC, and I think he's going to keep pushing that. And candidly, he's tapping into what is an obvious general distrust or misunderstanding about how local governments spend money and what they're spending it on. And I think it's all valid stuff to be looking at.
Sure, it's all fair. We just got to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back after this.